Hello and welcome back to another episode of Gems of War playthrough. Today we're going to do a pet rescue. Now when you're playing Gems of War, these will often pop up. What it means is that someone else in your guild uh, got a gnome that was the pet catcher gnome. And whenever that happens, whenever anyone in your guild kills one of those pet catcher gnomes and wins the battle, everyone in the guild gets an opportunity for 1 hour to rescue a pet. I used to ignore these, thinking they were just extra content that I didn't have time for, but they're actually worth doing. They can be hard once you get to the later battles, especially battles 7 and 8. But with this Frostmage build today, I'll show you how you can win them. And there's some really good rewards to doing so. For one thing, you get a guaranteed pet, at least one. You get some pet food, you get some gems. Uh, I guess I should say you get some jewels, which can be used to craft troops with the Soul Forge, and you also get gold. I forget how much we'll see at the end, but it's over 10,000 gold. Definitely worth doing. I can do it in about 10 minutes with this Frostmage build, which I have shared earlier. The first few battles are pretty easy. We're already through 2 of them. You also get trait stones. Today I'm getting yellow ones, which I'm super happy about because it seems I'm always low on the yellow and red trait stones for some reason. So the principle's the same. Just try and match up blue gems. As the battles get harder, the opponents have more hit points, more armor, they do more damage in their skull attacks and I guess also their magic attacks. The idea is just to burn them down as quickly as possible, just with volley after volley of the Frostmage Orb of Winter there. And it becomes an irresistible force. You're able to mow them down pretty quickly. One thing you might notice watching these playthroughs is that often I will leave skulls unmatched, even though it means I'm going to get hit by the skull next, most likely. There's a couple of reasons for this. One reason is I would far prefer to do, between 30 and 40 damage to all the enemies each round than just say 44 damage to the first enemy with a skull hit. Another reason is lots of troops have resist skull damage, so you might not even do the full 44 damage that the War Elephant has in this case. Sometimes they dodge, so you do nothing. So I find that matching skulls can actually slow down your progression and give the enemy more time to charge up, which is something you absolutely want to avoid as much as possible with the glass cannon Frostmage. The less attacks, the less magic attacks they can dish out, the better your odds of survival until the end of the round. Another reason that I don't match skulls too often, or I'm not too worried about it, is my War Elephant at the front of the deck is a tank, and I believe he has 30% skull damage resist. So even if I take some skull damage, I'm not taking the full skull damage, which means I can afford to take more hits from skulls, which gives me the ability to spend my time matching blue gems and proccing the Orb of Frost more often. There's another reason not to match skulls, and that is to game the AI. I found when playing against computer-generated decks or even in PvP mode, if you leave some skulls up, quite often the AI will go ahead and match the skull, even if there was a better thing they could have done. Like if they could have cast a spell that turn, or if they could have charged up a more valuable card with a gem combination that you left on the board. Quite often, not always, but quite often, the AI will ignore the better move and go for the skull match instead. So it can be a way of gaming the AI to waste a turn doing very little damage to you, which allows you to capitalize on that by charging yourself and laying down more savage DPS and ultimately taking him out. So we're in the last couple of battles here, and as you can see, they're getting quite a bit harder. One of the questions that was raised is how well does this build do against longer battles? So this is a good demonstration of that. I do have a fair amount of hit points and armor, mostly from power leveling my kingdoms, which is expensive, but something I totally recommend that you do. It takes time, but every hit point, every piece of armor that you have allows you to survive more volleys like what I just took there, DPS against all my troops. You can't do damage if you're dead, so staying alive longer with more hit points, more armor, helps you win these longer battles. Oh, now we're into battle 7. So now they get super hard. You can see the base level of the enemy team cards is now level 80. We can see those hit points are approaching 100, as well as the armor approaching 100. In the final battle, they certainly will. I got a good start there, though. I've got some good charges on my gem generation cards. We're going to use the Valkyrie. I've talked about Valkyrie before. You can see I have 15 souls now. Valkyrie not only creates blue gems out of, like it'll switch any color gem that you want to a blue gem, which can of course help you charge up that Frostmage, but also build up combos of 4 or 5 gems such that you get a free turn. But also she generates souls, and souls are incredibly important to this game. I never have enough souls. I'm hungry for souls. And having her not only match the gems to help me lay down the DPS, but generate more souls is definitely a huge boon. Here she is casting it again. You can see now I'm up to 30 souls. So I'm just 10 shy of the cap, the 40 soul cap for each battle. And then you get a soul for each enemy that you kill. So I have 33 now. There I am proccing the elephant just to take out that last guy that had like 2 hit points left. And I got 38 souls. And then because my guild has upgraded the purple statue or tower tasks past level 100, I get a 50% soul bonus. So anything I earn here in souls, I can multiply that by 2, which again helps me build up those souls that I need so desperately. So here we are in the last battle, and you can see these guys are tough. The base level is 100 now. They have more than 100 hit points. They have more than 100 armor. And this particular battle got super annoying because the top person on the opposing side, the top right, has a spell that increases everyone's armor by about 40, I believe. So here you can see I had all their armor off, and now they've got 43 armor again. This happens a few times through the battle. In this case, you might be tempted to actually lay down some skull damage and just take that one out. Just because it took me so many additional volleys to actually strip their armor off and keep it off. I believe he procs a few times in this fight. Oh, look at me, I left a 5 purple for him. Playing too fast. So there he is, he's charged up again. And what does he do? He gives everyone armor again. Only 41 that time. I mean, at least I can strip it off quickly, but this battle could have been over several turns ago if I had taken out the top guy. So you'll see I'm frustrated. I finally take him out with the skulls there. Now it's good that we're almost to the end. I've finally lost my meat shield or my tank. Really got to be careful now. Gotta love it when the last guy only has 2 hit points left and nobody's charged. But I think we got this. There we go. So that's how you win the pet battles in about 10 minutes. We'll take a look at the rewards we get here. So I got some topazes, 18k gold, some pet food. Definitely worth doing. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.